And Qatar has opposed any permanent toll or fee structure on the Strait of Hormuz, calling such measures a violation of international law, while expressing willingness to negotiate a temporary arrangement to restore passage through the world's most critical oil choke point. The Persian Gulf nation made its intentions clear at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore, where Qatar's Deputy Prime Minister rejects the use of international waterways as a tool for political pressure. The Qatari Deputy Prime Minister adds that if the world allowed such an example to be set, that a chokehold similar to the Strait of Hormuz can happen in the Indo-Pacific or elsewhere.
The principle of the United Nations Charter and the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea must remain the foundation of maritime governance. The freedom of navigation and the protection of civilian shipping are essential principles that must be preserved jointly. Therefore, Qatar firmly rejects the use of international waterways as a tool for political pressure. If we allow such an example to be set, then what we have seen in the Strait of Hormuz can happen in the Indo-Pacific or elsewhere.
Al-Thani emphasizes on the economic repercussions of one such decision and says that shipping levies will have adverse impact on global supply chain. He suggests that charging any kind of fees will always impact the consumer, and thereby Qatar stands against it. Al-Thani, however, cites mine-clearing operation as an example and expresses willingness to consider this type of temporary service charge.
About charging legal revenue, I think Qatar and also the partners in the Gulf stated very clearly that charging fees will always impact the consumer. So we are against this, but for certain times that they say they will use it for mine clearing or some usage of the fees for a temporary time, this is something that negotiable, and it could be something that will help the transit of the Strait of Hormuz to be back to normal stage.
Qatar's remarks came amid the reports of Iran-Oman talks on a permanent toll system, which the US, Europe and Gulf nations like the UAE have opposed, while Iran's creation of the Persian Gulf Strait Authority to regulate Hormuz traffic has been met with US sanctions, which accuse Tehran of using it to extort vessels and fund the IRGC. Although Tehran has termed the new charges as service fees for navigation, for security and for environmental protection, and not as a toll fee. Iran's Foreign Minister Syed Abbas Araghchi on Friday had a phone conversation with his Omani counterpart to discuss the Strait of Hormuz and its future administration. Araghchi had expressed solidarity with Oman while suggesting Hormuz administration in line with its sovereign responsibilities and international law.